As you know, in Q1 of 2023, XIM released the Matrix adapter, and it was almost impossible to get your hands on one. I ended up buying mine from a scalper and did my review on an Xbox Series S. It's been over a year since that original review, and I recently picked up a PS5. So I wanted to revisit the Matrix adapter and see how well it performs on a PS5. And we'll be seeing if they have actually updated the Matrix and hopefully solving some of the issues I encountered before. I have a couple of goals for this review. First, I wanted to find out if you can get banned for using a mouse and keyboard adapter in Rainbow Six Siege on the PS5, and if XIM Matrix can bypass the Mousetrap. The second goal is to see if I can get banned on Valorant. I know this is kind of funny, but we want to see if we can get banned and if you can bypass all this. A few months ago, I made a video about Valorant when it released on console, and my experience was terrible. Many of you commented saying you were getting banned or penalized for using a mouse and keyboard adapter on Valorant. My overall opinion from that video was that it was a pretty awful experience. However, since then, XIM released an update with a Valorant preset, so I am curious to see how it performs now. Later in the video, I'll be showing you how to properly set up your XIM Matrix on the PS5 and how to adjust your settings. Getting into game testing, the first game is Rainbow Six Siege. Starting with Rainbow Six Siege, as it's one of the best games to test a mouse and keyboard adapter like the XIM Matrix. I spent quite a bit of time trying to get banned and fine-tuning my sensitivity settings. Right off the bat, the experience was pretty good, as I was able to dial in my sense over a few casual games. I haven't reached a level where I can play ranked yet, but I've been playing in the standard and casual modes. It's been a solid experience. I haven't got mousetrapped yet, which is something that would have happened if I was using this adapter on my Xbox. However, I did run into some of my original issues with adjusting the sensitivity for the app. The way that the DPI works is still annoying and hasn't been fixed yet. When you adjust your DPI in the app, you actually have to lower it. The default is around 6,000 DPI, but for a comfortable play session, I find that 1200 to 800 DPI works the best for me. The lower the DPI in the app, the faster your sensitivity feels, which is opposite of how DPI technically works. Higher DPI usually means faster sensitivity. This was quite annoying as I overlooked it a few times, but now that I know what I'm looking for, it's a lot more manageable. Despite that annoyance, Rainbow Six Siege performs great. Since the XIM uses Sony's remote play system to connect to the PS5, it completely bypassed Mousetrap. As of right now, this seems to be the only way to avoid Mousetrap, by owning a PS5 and using either the Monster or a XIM Matrix adapter. If you're curious about my sensitivity settings for Rainbow Six Siege, here they are on the screen. The next game I tested was Valorant. As I mentioned earlier, my initial experience with this game was terrible when it first came out. At the time, there wasn't a custom preset for Valorant, so I was mainly messing around with the sensitivity settings. Now, I realized that I overlooked a key factor in that first video. I blamed the poor experience on aim assist, thinking it was why the mouse and keyboard adapter didn't work well. However, by maxing out your sensitivity in the game, you can actually fix this issue. By overpowering the aim assist, it no longer feels like you're fighting against it, and this made a huge difference. With this adjustment, I went from absolutely hating the Valorant experience on a mouse and keyboard adapter to actually enjoying it. I'll even say it compares well to the PC version. There are still some issues. For my experience while flicking, I noticed that the sensitivity will slow down when you're trying to hit onto a head. I also had some difficult fine-tuning these settings, likely due to just how Valorant works. Despite these problems, I'm glad I solved one major issue. While it led to uncovering other issues, like I'm still terrible at Valorant, so I didn't really expect any amazing results. Still, I managed to win a few games and perform reasonably well. Regarding getting banned by Valorant's anti-cheat, I played 14 games straight and I did not get a ban or penalty. I used a new account that I made specifically for my PS5, so I wasn't risking any progress on my main account. I really wanted to push the limits to see if I can eventually get banned, but as of now, I still haven't received any sort of penalty or ban. So I can safely say that you shouldn't be okay if you want to play Valorant using a mouse and keyboard adapter on the PS5. As for the performance, I really enjoyed playing it on my PS5. Since XIM added a preset for this game, the gameplay experience has definitely improved. If you're interested in my sensitivity, here it is. The next game I tested was Apex. Since Apex doesn't have an anti-cheat for any console, you don't have to worry about getting penalized or banned for using a mouse and keyboard adapter. I think you're more likely to get banned for using a strike pack. You're more likely to get banned using the Cronus. You can use a mouse and keyboard device on any console with Apex Legends without an issue. I mainly use this game as a benchmark to make sure the adapter performs well. I had no issues setting up the XIM Matrix for Apex, and it performed really well. I played a few death matches to make sure there wasn't any weird hiccups. However, I did experience one strange fluke after setting up the adapter for Apex. I noticed a significant delay while in the firing range. It persisted when I jumped into a team deathmatch. I restarted the console, didn't fix the issue, neither did restarting the adapter. I eventually restarted my router and that solved the problem. So if you're experiencing high delay, I recommend restarting your internet router and it should fix this issue. Outside of that, I didn't run into any other problems with Apex, and the game played very well with the mouse and keyboard adapter. If you're curious about my sensitivity, here it is. The next game I tested was the Finals. This is a fantastic game to play with mouse and keyboard adapter, and it's easy to set up if you follow their settings. My experience was great. You don't have to worry about getting banned as this game doesn't have any sort of anti-cheat on console. Neither it does on PC. We don't talk about that. I didn't come across any issues or delays while playing this game, so I can say that this game performs very well with the XIM Matrix, and I had a lot of fun playing it. If you're interested in my sensitivity, here it is. Gaming on the XIM Matrix was absolutely amazing. The app is very well designed and the Matrix works great, but the setup process was a different story. I ran into several problems setting up my PS5. To set up your Matrix with a PS5, you need two Ethernet cables, one running to the Matrix and the other one running to your PS5. If your PS5 is connected to the internet and the Matrix is using a different Ethernet cable, this can cause problems. In my case, it wasn't accepting the remote play code because the PS5 was through the Wi-Fi while my XIM Matrix was hooked up through the Ethernet cable. So basically, my PS5 and the XIM were on two different types of networks. The second issue I came across was that you have to go into the app to change the console settings to PS5. After doing that, you need to reset the Matrix by hitting the reset button and unplugging it. Once it's reset, you can relaunch the app and it should switch to the current console setting. However, I had to do this a few times before it finally switched. Once I verified that it was set up to my PS5, I tried connecting it to the remote play again. You have to sign in with your Sony account through the Matrix app. Then it'll prompt you to enter the remote play code. When I got to this part, I entered the code, but the PS5 failed to connect to the remote play device. I tried several things, restarting the console, the Matrix, unplugging, replugging in the Ethernet cables. Nothing worked. Finally, after restarting my internet and completely restarting the PS5, it connected. So I'm not sure which one was causing the issue. It's just after I did both of them, it did resolve the issue. And after that, everything was good to go. After spending a couple of hours playing Rainbow Six Siege, I turned off my PlayStation and went to bed. However, my PlayStation never actually turned off because the Matrix kept it in standby mode. The next morning, I went to work without realizing the console had stayed on. When I got home, I figured out what happened. While the Matrix is plugged into your PS5, it won't let the console shut down properly. You have to unplug the Matrix, then turn off the PS5. While turning it back on, you can plug the Matrix back in and it will reboot and reconnect automatically. However, I did experience one issue where it didn't want to reconnect, but that only happened the first time I connected it to the console. So I assume it was just a fluke and something happened maybe with the code. You just have to re-enter, do the steps back. Overall, this setup experience was a nightmare. It took me about 4 hours to get the Matrix connected to the PS5. And at one point, I was ready to give up, but I kept pushing through and eventually got it to work. Aside from the random delay experienced in Apex Legends, that was the only other issue I came across while setting up or using this device. The Matrix is a very well built mouse and keyboard adapter, and I think it's one of the best on the market. In fact, it's probably the best adapter for the PS5. It's also worth noting that it's also one of the only adapters, alongside the Monster adapter, that works on the PS5. If you're trying to get around Rainbow Six Siege's Mousetrap, this is the way to go. If you already own a Matrix and have been using it on the Xbox, you could just pick up a PS5 and avoid getting penalized. Honestly, you can find these PS5s on Marketplace for about $300 to $200 at this point. So it's not a bad route to go, especially if you're just looking to play Rainbow and boost yourself up to champion. This is what people are doing right now. And if I play Rainbow Six Siege on console again, I definitely will turn off crossplay because I just want to play on my Xbox controller and not deal with sweaties. Now, to quickly walk you through how to set it up properly on the PS5, you need to hook up your PS5 to an internet cable. Connect the XIM Matrix to an internet cable as well, make sure they're on the same network. Boot up your console and then go into the app. Then switch the settings over to the PS5 in the XIM Matrix app. Restart your Matrix, go back into the app, log in with your Sony account, and set up your PS5 interface through the Matrix app. Then go back to your PS5, turn on remote play, get the code from the PS5, and enter it into the Matrix app. Once that's done, you should be good to go. It should automatically connect to the PS5 and you're solid. Overall, the XIM Matrix is a fantastic mouse and keyboard adapter for the PS5, and honestly, it's probably the best option out there. The app is very well designed, and once you get past the tricky setup, the performance is top notch. However, the setup process was a nightmare, and you might experience some delays or weird quirks, like I did in Apex Legends. But if you're trying to get around Rainbow Six Siege's Mousetrap or Valorant's banning system on Xbox, the Matrix is the way to go. I started this video with two goals in mind, trying to see if I can get banned in Rainbow Six Siege and Valorant, but as of the moment, I have no penalty and no ban. So if you're trying to use mouse and keyboard on a device and worried about getting banned, the PS5 might be the way to go. But as of that, I think I'm going to end the video here. And if you're looking for a mouse and keyboard adapter, keep in mind the XIM Matrix. It is impossible to get your hands on one, but if you do, it's a great device. Have a good one, guys.